Dear The Dark Knight Rises. Ah yes, it was only yesterday that I huddled into the midnight showing to see you. The anticipation of a 7-year saga built up to this moment. Seeing, at the time, the pinnacle of superhero entertainment come to a conclusion was well worth the wait.
My mother warned me about getting into cars with strange men.
This isn't a car.
Unfortunately, you were met with a tragic disaster that, in my opinion, left a scar on your box office performance and maybe even as far as your acclaim. The Dark Knight Rises, you did your best to stand up to your legendary brother, the Dark Knight. You did so in crafting better action sequences, more touching, emotional Bruce Wayne moments.
There's nothing out there for me.
And even gave us a villain as quotable as the Joker in Bane.
What are you?
I'm Gotham's reckoning. That's a lovely, lovely voice.
Bane.
Let's not stand on ceremony here. Mr. Wayne.
While Tom Hardy's performance as the masked monster can be divisive for some, make no mistake that he was a worthy adversary for our emotionally tormented Bat.
Then you have my permission to die.
The two together combined for some of the finest moments in the trilogy, including the heartbreaking, pen-drop quiet sewer scene where we got to see Batman defeated.
Peace has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you.
Seeing our heroes win is fantastic. Something about it brings true joy to us, but seeing our heroes broken does something much different emotionally. At the end of The Dark Knight, Bruce Wayne, played by the always brilliant Christian Bale, was pushed to his emotional breaking point, retreating, hiding, and waiting for death, and that finally came in the form of Bane.
Don't fear death. You welcome it. Your punishment must be more severe.
While not a faithful adaptation of one of my favorite Batman stories of all time, Nightfall, The Dark Knight Rises, you came close in honoring this story. You did mess up in a few places. It's tough to say, but it does need to be said. As a loyal Batman fanboy, it's tough to admit such faults, but you had them. Bane was a terrific villain, one with plenty of motive, but was ultimately hijacked by the reveal of the true villain. Bane could have simply been a reject of the League of Shadows as he was, and decided to fulfill his own destiny. Throwing in Talia al Ghul felt like a head nod to the stories rather than building your own. At least it was a chance for our boy Bruce to, the torment Bane put Bruce throughout the film required a bigger, more emotional satisfaction to his demise than the one he received. While Christopher Nolan is a great director and a pretty good writer, The Dark Knight Rises, I think he showed some of his weak spots. Nolan loves to balance our reality with film reality, making things feel as real as possible builds a human connection. However, doing this means that when things happen out of reality, we are immediately sucked out. Like this giant bat symbol on fire. The fact the entire United States let one guy in a mask take over a vast metropolis. Batman walking on a river that could collapse at any time. Bruce Wayne getting back in the city without any explanation, or Bruce getting out of the bat in time for it to explode. You thought it was okay to have a character named Robin for some reason.
You should use your full name. I like that name. Robin.
I mean, I get it, to call back to the famous Robin character, but name him Dick or Jason, not Robin.
You should use your full name. I like that name. Robin.
You killed this guy off pretty randomly too. Some film criticisms are nitpicks, but in the world you created, leaving these unexplained is detrimental to our connection.
No, we don't. But you do.
Why the hell would I try to help you keep your hostages?
If one person crosses this bridge, Gotham gets blown to hell.
YOLO!
Pacing was all over the place, with some scenes shifting together and day turning to night in as little as a single shot. Regardless, The Dark Knight Rises, you were triumphant in what you accomplished and what you tried to accomplish.
You've given them everything.
Not everything. Not yet.
You were perhaps too ambitious, but one cannot fault you for taking risks. Sure, you did take the simple vigilante character of Batman and basically make him Gotham's Neo, but you gave us a character with motives and challenges.
You're afraid that if I go back out there, I'll fail.
I'm afraid that you want to.
These challenges, when overcame near the end, gave this wonderful, fulfilling feeling to our stomachs.
Or you came back to die with your city.
No.
Like all of Nolan's films, the momentous ending, built with a wonderful score from Hans Zimmer and fantastic visual from the reliable Wally Feister, made us grip the chairs in excitement. The Dark Knight trilogy isn't perfect, but as a film conclusion, which is quite rare, it comes pretty close to gripping that. The Dark Knight Rises took some elements the past films suffered on, like the fight scenes, and made them much better.
No guns, no killing.
Where's the fun in that?
You also have one of my favorite hero to villain fights ever in the sewers. While most remain unsure of how to take you, I love what you did for the character and the trilogy. Love, Mr. Todd. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. All the support goes a long way. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this movie or what future content you want to see. See ya, tots!